Okay, this probably didn't load well. Okay, sorry to those that are on YouTube. Sorry, mental block. Okay, all right. Good morning, Elisa. So Elizabeth has spiritual gifts. Yes. So sometimes our spiritual gifts are there for our benefit, but also to help others and inspire them. Sometimes they may not respond to what we're trying to inspire them with, but that doesn't mean we should stop what we're doing. All right. So, what is it that you want to have a go at? What is it you've always thought you might like to do? And are you going to give yourself permission to have a go? All right. I'm in harmony with the universe. So, I really strongly believe that we were sent to Earth at a particular time. And even though it may be a difficult time, we're the right person for the job. And it's like we volunteered ourselves to come down now, even though it's a difficult time in the world. We are here for a reason, and it's important for us to shine our light. And as we shine our light, we are more in harmony with the universe, because it's like, this is what we're here for. That's why we're here now. We can't hide. All right. All right, I'm ready to commit to investing in myself. My capacity to learn continues to improve day by day. I'm like the phoenix, I rise from my ashes. And sometimes we can feel burned. Absolutely. Sometimes we can be burned by other people, sometimes we burn ourselves out. But the ability to recreate ourselves and to try again is the greatest talent and gift that we have. I'm able to release the negative family patterns and replace them with positive, encouraging ones. When I'm working with people, I really love working on the generational baggage, because I feel strongly that we knew our family before we came, and we agreed to help carry certain characteristics that are in the family tree, and that we agreed to be part of breaking the chains that have held our family down for years. So it's like, I want to support you in, uh, you know, being who you're supposed to be, investing in yourself, because you are here for a reason, and you have specific things to do while you're here. We need you to do them. We want to support you in doing them. All right, so still a bit more about the negative family patterns. All right, so generational patterns here. Dad's mum and the women. 53 generations of women. All right. Okay, the openness of our soul to experiences in life can be exhilarating and downright scary. When we talk about boundaries, it's protection is involved. But when we want to experience relationships and love, we have to be open to new experiences and feelings. To love can be risky and breathtakingly daring. But if we are hurt by rejection, we can withdraw from having openness. All right. I share conversation, humor, and love easily and freely. I enjoy a bountiful life. So sometimes we're stopping ourselves from having a bountiful life. It's almost like, I'll love myself when I've lost weight, I've done this, there's more money in my bank account, when I'm happier. So it's like we're stopping ourselves. It's like allowing yourself to enjoy a bountiful life now. It's like if the Queen were to come visit you, you would get out your best cups and saucers and plates and towels, and you would, give the Queen the best. Well, you're the Queen. Use the best, because if you're not okay, your family's not going to be okay and your home won't be okay. So you need to treat yourself like you are the Queen. And whatever the Queen desires, let's honor her desires. All right. I'm a good judge of when it's safe to be open and when it's not wise. Yeah, and there are some people that we don't want to share our gifts with, and there's the scripture, isn't it? Don't cast your pearls before swine. All right, sixth layer of the aura. So this is one of the sort of outer layers of the aura. So leaking energy from this part. Something from the past. All right, so Lavinia said, I love how you mentioned where we are now in this difficult time in this world. I love meeting people on my way to work on the train and those people at work. Yeah, sometimes you just got to shine your light to other people. All right, so something from the past. So when you were age 16, so where were you? What were you doing? What happened? And what's stuck there? What do we need to release? So that whatever it is affecting the heart chakra. All right, every day I'm coming more from my heart and less from my head. I like that. It doesn't mean you're not using your intelligence. It means your heart has its own version of intelligence, and it's like we need to honor that form of intelligence, because in a way it's like a spiritual connection. So when we're inspired, we feel things in our heart. It's like God speaks to our heart, and we need to listen. I create loving, successful relationships. I have total freedom to share my gifts. I am releasing contracts that are no longer serving in my highest and greatest good. And sometimes we've had difficulties in our lives, and that has served in a way to help other people grow or for us to grow. And sometimes we've learned all that we need to learn from a particular contract. So sometimes it's time to end the contract. So now we're in the fifth layer of the aura. Something from age 6. So where were you? What were you doing when you were 6? What pops in your mind? Okay. Now the Celtic weave shows up. So the Celtic weave is like, I don't know if you remember the ABC symbol, and used to be like this line that kept going around and it went outlining the symbol. So it's like our Celtic weave is like a part of our energy field that keeps weaving and repairing. So sometimes we can have experience in which we can be attacked or we can have difficulties. So the right side of our body at the back, in the lower back, I allow myself continual growth and learning, and we are here for that. We never stop growing and learning. My life is continually spiraling upwardly. All right, so some stuck emotions in our energy field there. Releasing things. What do we need to release from that right side of our body? Okay, Elizabeth says stress. Yeah. So some of the stress was from age 6, age 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 36, 37, 38, 39. All right, the feeling of being wishy-washy. So sometimes we have this desire to do something or learn something or have a go at something, but kind of talk ourselves out of it. Now, Mel Robbins has that book about how she talks about counting down backwards from 5, because it's like in that first 5 seconds when we feel inspired to do something, our brain starts to think about all the reasons, or even our ego starts to think about all the reasons why we can't do that. So you've got to take action within 5 seconds. So she goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Go and have a go. And sometimes that's not easy, but it is a good way just to keep going forward and not to be wishy-washy, that where you say you want to do something, then you don't do anything about it. All right, so more stress stuck in the body from age 6. All right, feeling obstructed or delayed in life. All right, so let's say the opposite. My life flows freely. So that doesn't hold yet. Generational baggage. Dad's mum again, and the women. I see a lot of generations, like 93 generations passed out. All right, again, sadness in our genes. Also vulnerability. Sometimes we We don't like to feel vulnerable. We don't like people to see our soft underbelly, but it's how we connect to people. So it's like allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Now, you don't need to be vulnerable with everybody, but as you feel inspired to talk about your experiences, know that it is the right thing to do at that time. And as you share, you help other people to be able to share as well. Okay, so now we're going to go into the earth chakra. So it's like our energy field actually connects into the earth. So we really do need to spend time outside. So taking off your shoes and walking on the beach or the grass. So where can you go that you actually have that connection to the earth? All right, I love and respect the earth and every living creature on it. Now, for some people, they connect more easily to animals, and that can be also grounding for them. You know, many people's pet help them to deal with stress. They comfort us in times of stress. Right, stomach meridian. So it's about, I guess, being able to digest food and digest life. All right, so when stomach meridian isn't fully operational, there are digestive upsets such as burping, acid reflux, bloating, headaches, and even neck pain, because stomach meridian actually starts under your eyes. Here runs on your face, all down the front of your body, all down the front of your legs, right down to your middle toe. So feeling nervous can affect your stomach. It doesn't function fully then. Tea tree oil could be useful. So tea tree oil is also about boundaries and being able to say no and to protect ourselves. Tea tree encourages individuals to relinquish all forms of self-betrayal, including allowing others to take advantage of one's time, energy, or talents. Letting others feed on one's energy, not standing up for oneself, or feeling responsible for the problems of others. Tea tree assists individuals in purification practices and in releasing toxic debris. Now, sometimes people want to latch onto us and they are a little lazy. They don't want to go to the source directly, and you kind of look a bit shiny, so they're going to latch onto you. But that's not helpful to them because it's like they're draining you instead of getting their energy directly from the source. All right, so sometimes we can be in relationships that are a little bit codependent. Oh, hi, Elizabeth. Uh, yeah, so I guess it's like, usually you could use the example of an alcoholic. We might go buy the alcohol from them for them because it's easier, but it's not really helpful to that person. And we can't control what they do. That's up to them. But sometimes we're assisting the person in staying in the problem, and that's not good for them, and that's not good for us. All right, so also you might use your tea tree if you're feeling a little powerless. All right, so sometimes we, through our family situation, can have found the need to be people pleasers to survive, because as a child you can't survive without your family, so you need to do whatever it takes, that they love you and they feed you and they care for you and clothe you. So sometimes we have defaulted to allowing others to feed of us, and it's not a healthy thing. So it's like learning to take back our power, not to be mean or nasty. We can still observe, we can be encouraging, but it's not allowing people to suck us dry. Now we might use Kim's book here. All right, I end the draining of my energy by breaking the negative ties of which I have previously been unaware. It makes me think of a friend of mine, and he was telling me how he had to go and speak some hard words to somebody and was really dreading it and thought that that would ruin the relationship. But he found, as he did that, that the person actually loved them more afterwards and was more of their friend, because they respected that they had the guts to tell them where they were going wrong. So it does take guts to tell people that, you're not okay with what they're doing, or, to actually have some boundaries. And some people don't like it when we have boundaries, but that's kind of tough luck, because it's like important for us to be okay. And we can't let people overrun us, and then we don't fulfill our purpose and we get mad at ourselves. All right, I empower myself with encouragement to relinquish all forms of self-betrayal, owning and honoring my true self. So I've used this example many times before. My husband's a bit of a mad golfer, although at the moment he's struggling a bit with a sore shoulder, but I would get cranky sometimes that he would go to golf. But he would go early, he'd play however long it took, and he'd come back and have a little nap in the car, and then he'd come inside and help clean up the house, and he'd do the yard. So then I'd think, wow, maybe you should play more golf. Because it was like when he honoured what he wanted to do, he was more willing to come and participate at home. So maybe that's a clue for all of us. What is it that we need to do that we feel that we're loving our life, something that brings us joy? It doesn't have to take all our time, but when we've done something for us, put some input into us, we're more able to have output. So sometimes if we're constantly just having output and no filling up the tank, energetically we're just so drained, we don't have anything to give. And it's like we start to be very angry because we don't feel that we have anything to give, and people are still asking us. All right. I am patient and understanding, extending my tolerance when dealing with challenging situations. All right. So it doesn't mean that we're not tolerant, but it means that we're not going to throw ourselves on the floor and let people walk on us. All right. My outlook is positive, and I connect to my healing instinct. So, what feels healing to you? Like, is it getting out in the sun? Is it listening to music? Is it going out to walk in nature, like in the forest or by the coast? Or, what is it that makes you feel like you're healing yourself? Some people like having a massage. Some people like going in the spa. Some people like swimming or just sunbaking or, you know, swimming in the ocean or the river or the pool. All right, so we're going into the 10th chakra, which is the solar star chakra. So it's above the crown chakra again. So it's about living your life's purpose and experiencing and incorporating the entirety of life's experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, okay, Elizabeth mentioned walking, listening to music, praying, sunbaking at the beach. Fantastic. So I guess it's allowing ourselves to have some of that, isn't it? Because then we recharge our battery and we're more able to be of service and to be God's hands. Right. So for some people, this can involve gender confusion. So, not knowing exactly how they feel about their sexuality. Also adrenal fatigue. So, allowing yourself to flog yourself to death that your adrenals don't almost operate anymore. All right, enjoying seasonal activities. So, at the moment here, and we could enjoy being outdoors and enjoy the ocean or the rivers or different outdoor aspects of life. So enjoying the things of that particular season. Okay, so there's an oil called Elevation, which is also known as the Joyful Blend. All right, my energetic levels and energetic vibrations are lifted up to a higher state. So you could diffuse some elevation in your home to help lift the mood. I step away from unproductive fear and worry, releasing them to be replaced with faith, hope, and determination. And sometimes we need to ask, as we're going through a difficult situation, all right, God, what do you want me to learn from this? What is the lesson in this difficulty? Because we're not put through difficulties for nothing. There is always learning and growth for us, especially if we allow it. All right, I flow with life, gratefully remaining in peace and light. And I guess that's important to always be allowing peace and light into your heart, into your mind, into your home. All right, so part of our energy system are called radiant circuits. Now, radiant circuits are a bit like the inner mum. It's like spare fuses when an area of the body is not functioning well. It's like the radiant circuits step in to help run that system. All right, so often this is connected to mother. So being a mother or your mother. So I forgive my mother for her mistakes. And of course, your mother is human like you. And I guess this one is important. I live within my healthy limits. So sometimes we're pushing ourselves past what is healthy. And so we can't be useful to people if we're flogging ourselves to death and don't have any energy left. So it's like learning what your limits are and then being willing to help when you've filled your tank, then you can go again and help other people. But if your tank is empty, you cannot. All right, if I ask if there's still more things that are preventing us from having a go, generational baggage again, so from mum's side of the family. Mum's mum and the women. 73 generations of women. Okay. Again, the question, what do you want to have a go at? What is it that you always wanted to try? Is it ballroom dancing? Is it a new language? Is it a different type of art? Is it being more creative? Is it being more practical in renovating your home, or having a go at a new craft or art, or learning to sing or to play an instrument? How is it that you're going to be creative and express yourself? Elizabeth wants to try skydiving. Wow, that's very brave. Very good. And if you want to have a go, I think you should. And, work out, ask the questions of what's needed. Are there any limitations? What do you need to prepare to be able to do that? Because I think it's worth to have a go. We're never going to regret the things that we do. If we do something and it doesn't work, we're okay with that. But if we don't do something, we're always going to be mad at ourselves that we didn't. So always have a go. All right. Any other areas of the body that are complaining? Thank you for those that have been on the call. It really helps when you comment and when you share. So I appreciate that. Okay. So Elizabeth said her feet and Alyssa said her elbow. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go elbow first. All right, again, I'm using Inner Secret Book. Oh, okay, Elizabeth's also mentioned ankles, okay. All right, in the elbow is anger. Which elbow is it, Alyssa? And what might you feel angry about? And is it current anger or past anger? Right, okay, thank you. Difficulty in letting go of old hurts and anger. Anger arises when a person feels they have been wronged. Lisa says that's the golden question. It often comes out of righteousness, fear, and judgment. Anger gives people a false sense of power, making them think they can criticize, put down, hate, and resent others. The other major reason people become angry is when they do not get what they want. Rather than taking responsibility, they blame others. When a person is angry, they feel like the emotion gives them the right to fight, to hurt someone, or to treat them badly. Anger drains energy and life force. Long-term anger can leave a person feeling fatigued, frail, unhappy, and worn out. So anger can also be a good thing, because anger can be the catalyst for change. So if something in your life is not working and you are angry, anger allows an opportunity for change and transformation. This is where anger can lead to freedom. So the other side of anger is passion, excitement, enthusiasm. So it's like the anger is a good thing. And it's like, talking to your body and asking about the anger. So we can ask, was it generational? No. So timeline anger. Age 16. 18, 19, 20, 26, 27, 28. All right. So I guess releasing anger from those times. I don't know what pops into your head from that time. Can you see what might have made you angry at those different times? Sarah's commenting, I'm going through this right now, the freedom sense. Yes, sometimes anger is a motivator. It's much better than depression. Depression just means you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to do anything. Anger actually gives you some energy to go do something. Okay, Alyssa says something pops to mind, so I guess that would be it. Good job. And so there are different ways to release anger too. Some people use ho'oponopono, which is it's a Hawaiian prayer, the prayer of putting things right. And so anyway, you can Google that. It's HO'Oponopono. So basically it's thank you for showing me this problem. I'm sorry for whatever I may have contributed. Please forgive me and I love you. All right, so this is from Ina Siegel. She says, place your hands on the part of your body where you feel anger most intensely. Breathe into the area for a few moments while allowing any emotions to rise to the surface with little resistance. Then relax your hands. So she uses flames in her way of releasing. So pour the orange-red flame of purification into every aspect of my being, which is holding on to anger, hatred, hurt, and thoughts of revenge. Please dissolve all feelings of fear, numbness, rage, and judgment. Allow me to find new healing ways to express, release, and let go of anger. Help me to realize that anger is not who I am. It is an emotion I have bought into and have been afraid to let go of because it gave me a false sense of power. But now I'm ready for something better, softer, and healthier. I'm willing to transform anger into peace. Thank you. All right, so it's sort of allowing this flame, this orange-red flame, to go through your mind, your body, your emotions, your energy field, to dissolve a lot of this negativity. All right. So now let's talk about that feet and the ankles. So the ankles are going to go first. All right. Thanks, Alyssa. With the ankles, is it one ankle or both ankles? What's coming up here also is instability in present situations. So it's almost like you're not knowing which way to step. Kind of like the belief that you have to be a slave to others, especially to your children, your partner, or your work, not spending enough time nurturing yourself and discovering what is important to you. So it's almost like shackles around your ankle, isn't it? Preventing you from enjoying life and to, go and take that next step to freedom. Both, but more the right ankle. Okay, thank you. All right, having too many responsibilities, trying to please others first, the inability to say no or to stand up for yourself. And of course, as we talked about, like the golf thing before, it's like you can help others more if you've actually filled your tank. If you've taken time to do the things that are important to you, then you're more able to be spacious and kind with others. All right. So again, this is in Ina's book. She said, become aware if you are carrying energetic or emotional chains around your ankles. If you are, allow yourself to remove them. You can do this by closing your eyes, sensing or seeing the chains, and then taking them off with your hands and placing them into a purple fire. I ask you to dissolve all mental, emotional, energetic chains from my ankles. Please release all weakness, confusion, and disorder from my life, as well as all points of view, positive and negative charge, and all patterns that contribute to this condition. Please install feelings and experiences of empowerment, strength, order, and self-esteem. I now choose to walk on my path with self-belief, assurance, and clarity. Thank you. Visualize taking clear, deliberate, confident steps ahead. Now stand and take a few steps. Concentrate on walking towards your desires. How does it feel to walk forward without the heavy chains? What are the possibilities that lie ahead of you now? Embrace the positive possibilities. Tell yourself that you can see and feel yourself creating the life you will love. Breathe in feelings of joy and happiness about this decision. And the color green can be helpful here too. So green helps overcome fear, calm the body, release frustration and anger. If you're dealing with issues from your past, use green to help bring harmony into any situation. It can also assist you to make wise decisions and choices. All right, another color to wear today. All right, so let's talk about the feet now. All right, so the feet and the legs are involved in our first chakra, which is our base, like knowing how we fit into our family or our tribe, feeling like we belong, feeling like we're an important part of our family or tribe. So it's almost like not knowing where you fit. So your survival, feeling like you're not surviving well. And it also can include your anus, which is kind of almost like hanging on to stuff. Yeah, so foot and leg pains and injuries come under the first chakra. Not that that's what comes up, but poor boundaries are mentioned in that first chakra. All right, I am connected to my body. I know when to say no. I easily eliminate all that no longer serves me. And I was thinking the other day that I want to go through my wardrobe again and clear out things that are no longer bringing me joy. And I think that needs to happen in lots of areas of our life, physically in our space, but also mentally in our head, things that we're hanging on to that we don't need anymore, being able to let that go and being able to allow ourselves to be free. And sometimes the things that we need to let go are of habits of, bending over backwards for others or allowing ourselves to be a slave. So, feeling like, no, I need to do what's important for me so that I'm okay. When I'm okay, then I can help others. And especially when I'm inspired to do that. I'm not just going to do it because someone's putting pressure on me. I'm going to do it because God tells me to. I'm obedient. I'm his hands. I'm prepared to go and do what I'm asked to do. All right, so some generational baggage in the feet from mum's side of the family, mum's dad's side, and the women on mum's dad's side of the family. 23 generations. Right, this is what's currently connected to her anger. Okay, thanks, Sarah. Yeah, so sometimes it's hard to let go of being the slave. Okay, so feelings of anger held inside. Um, Sometimes we need to help release that anger. So some people physically like to do boxing or running or swimming, or I don't know. Sometimes we need to physically move to actually help let the anger come out of our body. Some people do it with the art. Like I think about the balloons with the paint and throwing darts at the balloons. Or even there used to be the ad on TV with Pro Heart, and you made the painting on the carpet. It's like expressing this anger, and it's important for you to express it. Now, how we express it is also important. We don't just want to vomit it on someone else. But we also, if we use our creativity to express it, other people can learn from this expression of our anger so that they can feel empowered to release their own anger. Because it is important to understand that some parts of life are really hard and we can feel very angry about it. All right, so this is affecting the bones in our head. So it's like we're doing our own head in. So I'm going to plug in as if you've had a cranial adjustment on your head. All right, so we're also going into the second chakra, which is about our sexuality, balancing money, sex, and power. So Mandarin oil. So let's have a look here. I've got red mandarin. All right, yellow mandarin. Okay. Yellow mandarin occupies the middle stage where individuals have already begun to evolve but have not yet seen their goals fulfilled. This oil helps in the literal and energetic in between stages of life. It lifts the insecure and unsure. It also encourages individuals to think through their choices and look toward where they will eventually lead. Finally, yellow mandarin reminds all to inject plenty of friendliness and fun into the journey of becoming. All right, so how can you inject a bit more fun and friendliness in your life? How can you just take that little bit of time out? Can you meet with a friend, walk with a friend, talk on the phone with a friend while they walk and when you walk? How can you do that? Okay. All right. I am enough. So often we feel that we're not enough and we're not going to love ourselves till whenever something is more perfect. All right. So Sarah's mentioned something I need to work out, especially with having children 24/7. Yes, it's true. And sometimes we need to have, fellow mothers that have children and we take turns. We mind someone else's children while they go and do whatever they need to for an hour. And sometimes we swap. It's important to do that. Sometimes grandparents can help. Sometimes, um, you know, friends or neighbors would love the opportunity to spend some time with our children. And sometimes it's hard for us to relinquish that control. And I guess you have to be judicious in who you allow your children to be with. All right, more generational baggage in the feet. So dad's side. Uh, yes, or a single male. All right, some stuck emotions from that male. What's coming up here? So generationally, feelings of regret over the past. And, some experiences in life are really hard, and we wish perhaps we didn't go through those experiences. But now that we have, it's like we can't undo the past. We can learn from it and grow from it. And even while we're in very intense times in which we may not have much free time or space or energy, it's like just taking those little tiny corners for yourself. All right. And of course, as we take the tiny corners for ourselves, then we're more likely to feel happier and content, and then we're more able to go and deal with our life in a better way. So don't see these taking time for yourself as selfish. I want you to see it as self-care. And as you do wonderful self-care, you're more able to be light in your home and to lead your family in a healthy way. So it's imperative that you do find ways to have a little time out. All right, I think that's pretty good now. So any other last comments? We've gone a bit long today, but thank you for being on, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for being you and being brave to speak up. It's really helpful. I want you to feel like you can be empowered in your life, and that I want you to have a go at the things that you want to have a go at. All right. Have a wonderful day. Sending you a big hug.